window of tolerance is this fantastic idea by Dr. Dan Siegel, which allows us to understand how to help ourselves stay feeling good and how to notice more quickly when we're starting to move out of that place of feeling good. And thirdly, and this is the bit where I get very excited about it, if we want to do something creative, we're always going to be playing at the edge, truly creative, playing at the edge of this window. So it really makes sense to actually have a sense of knowing what it is and maybe how to get back to it a bit more quickly. So the window of tolerance is very simple. It's this idea that there's a range over which, range of experience where we're actually feeling kind of okay, where maybe our thinking is fairly clear, our emotions are present, and we can have emotions. It's not about being emotionless, but that we're not completely hijacked by them. And so there's this range. This is being in the window. When we're in the window, we have, as I said before, clear thinking, clear-ish, or not overwhelming emotions. And we're able to act fairly comfortably in our lives. We're in what people often refer to as a regulated state. Then what happens is we get blown out of our window. Something happens. It could be from something somebody has said, or an event, or even a reaction to what's going on in the body, all sorts of reasons, which pushes us outside of that window. And that's when we lose it. That's when we go into anger and frustration. We take it out on somebody else or on ourselves, or maybe, as often happens for me, we shut down. Maybe withdraw, close down to what's going on. Energy drops. The reason it's so useful is because we can firstly get to know when we're in the window, when we're within it. We can actually start to go, oh, well, when I'm within the window, I'm present in my surroundings. I'm aware of my feet on the floor. I'm aware of what's going on around me. I can hear what the person is saying to me. My body feels okay. My heartbeat is fairly normal. It's not that we have to go through this whole checklist. It's just getting to know a little bit what for us is a more regulated state when we're in the window. The advantage of doing that is that then we can start to notice when we're out of the window. And at first, it's a very gross thing. We'll know, oh, I've completely lost it. I'm in this panic attack. I'm totally all over the place. I've completely shut down, whatever it is. We'll actually notice that we've lost that clear thinking, that clear emotion. We're completely hijacked. So that's useful. We can contrast the two and get to know how they feel in the body, how they feel in the mind. And coming from that, there are two things. One is that we can start to identify the situations which help us feel more regulated, more in the window, and those which take us out. Also, and this is amazingly helpful, we can start to notice the warning signs. So, for example, if I notice that I'm with somebody and suddenly I'm unable to hear what they're saying, I can be pretty sure I've moved out of the window. I might have got distracted by something else, but if I put that kind of with a slightly anxious state or a slightly absent state, there's a good chance that I'm on the way to being fully outside of the window. And then I can do things which actually help me come back. That's the subject of something else, but at least I know that I'm on the way and there are chances for me to go, hang on a sec, just give me a break. Just going to get a glass of water or whatever it is. So this window of tolerance is very, very useful and very, very flexible. And what we can do with it as we get used to it is we can start to work with it, as I mentioned before, more creatively. Once we have a sense, and it can take some time to get a sense of how to stay in this window. So if that's you, don't worry, it just takes practice and doing it and understanding how to do it a bit better. over time, it gets easier. Working creatively, we can start to explore that creative edge where we're pushing our limits a little bit. And there again, we can develop a capacity for discomfort, which will actually allow us to be at that edge without completely blowing off it. So we get the benefit of the creativity and the newness and the insight and the understanding without sort of blowing ourselves out of the water, so to speak. So that's a quick, rough and ready intro, my approach to the window of tolerance. There are others, of course, and there are more nuances, but this basic thing, if we can get to learn when we're more regulated, i.e. in the window, when we're actually starting to move out of it, when we're out of it, and the things which will help us come back to it, we can make a huge difference to our lives.